The entire wrestling world has been turned upside down with the stunning and unexpected return of Dean Ambrose to WWE, and the man orchestrating this seismic shift is none other than Paul Heyman himself. After several intense and controversial years in AEW competing under the name Jon Moxley, the man once known as the Lunatic Fringe has come home, but not in the way anyone could have predicted. Fans everywhere were left speechless as Heyman personally introduced Ambrose during an electric edition of Monday Night Raw. The moment he stepped out, the atmosphere inside the arena was unlike anything we've seen in years, sending shockwaves through both WWE and AEW simultaneously. What makes this return even more unpredictable is the fact that Seth Rollins is currently sidelined with an injury, and Roman Reigns is mysteriously absent from the scene. The Shield's foundation is already fractured, and Ambrose's arrival under the guidance of Heyman only throws gasoline on the fire. The chaos within WWE had already reached a boiling point even before this moment. Paul Heyman has been managing a volatile new faction featuring Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, who are engaged in an intense rivalry with Solo Sikoa's revamped Bloodline stable, now bolstered by Tomatanga, Tongaloa, and Jeff Cobb. Now, with Ambrose being added to Heyman's arsenal, the balance of power has shifted drastically, and nobody knows what to expect next. The lights dimmed and the crowd roared as Heyman's signature theme echoed through the arena. He confidently walked to the ring, microphone in hand, and with his trademark smirk announced to the world, "Ladies and gentlemen, my new client, Dean Ambrose." The arena exploded as Ambrose emerged from behind the curtain, but this wasn't the same wild, unhinged rebel fans remembered. This version of Ambrose was colder, more focused, and carried himself with a calm intensity that made the WWE universe instantly uneasy. Heyman placed a reassuring arm around his client as they stood together in the ring, sharing a look that screamed calculated dominance. Backstage, the camera cut to Seth Rollins watching from the locker room. Stunned and wide-eyed, his crutches slipped from his hands as he witnessed the return of his former Shield brother under the influence of his longtime advocate. Meanwhile, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed exchanged concerned glances, clearly realizing that the entire dynamic of WWE had just changed in an instant. The questions now swirling through everyone's minds are massive. Is this the beginning of an epic Shield reunion, or is it the prelude to an even greater betrayal? This could very well be Heyman's master plan in motion, one that involves manipulating the legacy of the Shield for his own benefit. With Roman Reigns absent and Rollins injured, where does Ambrose's loyalty lie? And what does this mean for the Anoa'i dynasty, which Reigns has ruled over for years? Could Ambrose be the secret weapon Heyman is unleashing against the Bloodline? And what are the SummerSlam implications of all this chaos? Could we see Ambrose challenge Reigns in a battle for the future of WWE itself? But perhaps the biggest twist of all is what's been reported behind the scenes. According to insider sources, Dean Ambrose's new WWE contract contains a groundbreaking clause, one that reportedly allows him to work select AEW dates while remaining a WWE superstar. This unprecedented agreement could mark the beginning of a new era in professional wrestling, breaking the barriers between the two biggest companies in the industry. If you're not subscribed, now is the time, because this story is only just beginning, and it's set to redefine everything we thought we knew about WWE. Dean Ambrose is back, but the question remains, will he stand beside his former Shield allies, or is he here to take them down one by one? Share your thoughts, drop your predictions, and stay tuned, because the chaos is just beginning. The war lines have been drawn, and the madness starts now. The professional wrestling landscape has been completely shaken to its core with one of the most unexpected returns in recent memory. In a moment that will undoubtedly go down in WWE history, Dean Ambrose has officially made his shocking comeback to the company, escorted and introduced by none other than Paul Heyman himself. This isn't just a simple return. It's a seismic shift that threatens to rewrite the very fabric of WWE and potentially reshape the balance of power across the entire wrestling industry. After years of intense matches and controversial moments in AEW under the name Jon Moxley, the man once dubbed the Lunatic Fringe has stepped back into the WWE spotlight, but not in any way fans, critics, or insiders could have anticipated. His return was orchestrated by Paul Heyman live on Monday Night Raw, and the reverberations of that moment are still being felt across both WWE and AEW. This surprise return didn't just catch the WWE universe off guard, it sent shockwaves through both locker rooms and ignited a firestorm of speculation. Fans have been buzzing ever since, trying to make sense of what this means for the Shield, Paul Heyman's growing influence, and WWE's internal power struggle. The return came at a time when WWE is already in a state of chaos. Seth Rollins is on the shelf due to injury, Roman Reigns has been mysteriously absent from programming, and Solo Sikoa has been steadily rebuilding his own version of the Bloodline, aligning himself with hard-hitting stars like Tomatanga, Tongaloa, and Jeff Cobb. Meanwhile, Heyman has quietly been building his own faction featuring some of the most explosive talent on the roster, including Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Mr. Money in the Bank, and a still recovering Seth Rollins. Into this volatile mix, Ambrose's return has been like a lightning bolt in a thunderstorm, unpredictable, powerful, and impossible to ignore. As the arena lights dimmed and Heyman's theme hit, fans immediately rose to their feet, sensing something massive was about to happen. Heyman made his way to the ring with that unmistakable smirk, soaking in the crowd's anticipation. Holding the mic with complete confidence, he declared, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the most dangerous man in all of sports entertainment, Dean Ambrose." The crowd erupted. The roof nearly came off the arena as Ambrose walked out from behind the curtain, but something had clearly changed. This wasn't the reckless wild card that once tore through the WWE roster. Instead, fans saw a version of Ambrose who was colder, more deliberate, and far more dangerous. He didn't come back to play games. He came back to take over. The camera quickly cut backstage, where Seth Rollins, watching the announcement unfold on a monitor, was visibly stunned. His crutches clattered to the ground as he stared at the screen in disbelief. The implications were clear. Heyman had just recruited the most unpredictable weapon in professional wrestling, and neither Rollins nor anyone else saw it coming. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, who were also watching, exchanged nervous glances, realizing that everything was about to change. And with Reigns still absent, the timing couldn't be more suspicious, or strategic. This development raises a number of critical questions. Is Heyman orchestrating a long-term master plan that goes far beyond a simple Shield reunion? Could this be a twisted form of revenge or manipulation? If Rollins is injured and Reigns is unavailable, Ambrose could be positioned as the new focal point of Heyman's empire. And more importantly, does Ambrose even want to reunite with the Shield, or does he intend to burn its legacy to the ground? The WWE universe is buzzing with speculation. Some believe Ambrose's return could set the stage for a dream reunion of the Shield, possibly to challenge the growing threat of Solo Sikoa's bloodline. Others believe this is a calculated act of betrayal that will see Ambrose destroy what's left of his former brothers and rise to power as a solo force with Heyman pulling the strings. There's also the growing belief that Heyman may be creating a new super faction with Ambrose as its apex predator, designed to dominate Raw, SmackDown, and possibly even NXT. And let's not forget SummerSlam looming on the horizon. Could this shocking twist lead to Ambrose vs. Reigns in a battle for the soul of the company, and the Anoa legacy? Adding yet another twist to this already complex situation is a major backstage bombshell. Reports suggest that Ambrose's new WWE contract includes an unprecedented clause allowing him to continue working select AEW dates while under WWE contract. This is absolutely historic, marking the first time in modern wrestling history that a top-level star is contractually permitted to appear in both promotions. If true, this could be the beginning of a new era where the invisible wall between WWE and AEW begins to crumble. The implications of that are enormous. Imagine cross-promotional storylines, inter-brand invasions, and the return of the Forbidden Door in a way fans have never seen before. This return has already begun to shift the dynamics across WWE programming.